Mr. Joel Buford onto the risers in front of the stage. I would ask that everyone stand for the singing of our national anthem.
Sorry, I can't do this on the speed city. I need a slow motion study. It's like we're going to wait. Now? Fuck up. Yeah, they're gonna start singing.
I would like to extend a warm welcome to the McCall graduating class, to their parents and guardians, their friends and relatives, and to the McCall faculty and staff members here this evening. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. William McCall Jr., who will be presenting the Evander French Jr. Humanitarian Award this evening, and Winchester School Committee member, Mrs. Cindy Boney. Also with me this evening are Mrs. Suvak, the Grade 8 Guidance Counselor, Ms. Lavoie, Assistant Principal, and Mrs. West, Assistant Principal, who will be assisting me with the presentation of the graduation certificates. Our featured speaker this evening, as voted on by our graduating class, is chorus and music teacher, Mr. Joel Buford. I would also like to extend a special thanks to the Grade 8 Planning Committee for all of their time and efforts in planning all the end-of-year activities for our students. A large committee of parents led by Ann Hibbert and Leah Borelli worked extremely hard to organize all of these events. The Canopy Lake trip was organized by Kathy Lyons and Barbara Manganaro. Graduation was organized by Christine Donahue, Kirsten May, and Malini Duda. And the graduation dance was organized by Carrie Kneebone and Kathy Williamson. The graduation dance had several subcommittees working hard on all of the preparation. They are as follows. Food Committee, Cindy Freight and Faith Pelusi. Decorations, Lynn Vazella, Barbara Carr, Julia Kiernan, and Karen Russell. Activities, Nancy Polcari, Mary DeCaro, and Nancy Donaldson. And Chaperones Committee, Sean Macanuca. Thank you also to Louise Van Gelder for helping wherever needed. I wish to thank the entire community and all of the parents, guardians who worked together to create these wonderful events for our graduating class. I would now ask that our graduating class please applaud all of these efforts that made this day possible. Thank you. I would also like to thank the Department of Public Works, led by Mr. Jay Gill, for all of their efforts. Thank you, Mr. Peter Lawson and Mr. Paul Fay, for your support. And I would especially like to thank our custodians for all of their efforts in preparing for this event. Mr. Phil Doucette, Mr. John Lannon, Mr. Brennan Minahan, Mr. Jason Scholl, and our head custodian, Mr. Dan Doucette. One more round of applause for them, please. Thank you. This evening's program is dedicated to 4 retirees. Your program features 3. One of our staff members very recently announced her retirement. This program is dedicated to Mr. Steve Heckley, Mrs. Cynthia DeAngelis, Mrs. Jane Guerin, and Mrs. Tina Burke. After today, they will leave McCall Middle School to pursue other interests and opportunities. Each of these individuals will not be leaving alone. With them will march the combined accumulated memories of 100 years of experience, years filled with laughter and with tears, with comfort and with hardships, with struggles and with successes. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should honor these individuals tonight for their years of selflessness, their devotion, and their care and concerns for the students of McCall Middle School. Thank you, Mr. Heckley, for your 41 years of service. Mrs. DeAngelis, for your 35 years of service. Mrs. Guerin, for your 12 years of service. And Mrs. Burke, for your 12 years of service here in Winchester. Our entire McCall family and community will miss you greatly. We wish you and your families good health and much happiness in your retirements. Do not worry, Steve, Cynthia, Jane, and Tina. We will embarrass you further at our final staff meeting tomorrow. Yearbook dedication. At this time, I would like to invite the following yearbook committee members to the stage to formally announce this year's yearbook dedication. Could Grace O'Hara, Karen McGeehan, and Amber Wang please come to the stage now? Grace, Kara, and Amber have been members of the yearbook committee since 6th grade under the guidance and direction of Mrs. Sydney Ambrose, who has been the yearbook advisor for more than 20 years. I have had some time to look through the McCall yearbooks from the last 2 decades and can honestly say that her work is a testament to her talents and to her passion for our school. So without further ado, this year's yearbook dedication.
Thank you for inspiring so many of us to read. Like the Gumby cat, Jenny Annie Dots from T.S. Eliot's Book of Practical Cats, who worked so hard to teach the mice the skills they would need. You tirelessly impressed upon us the importance of reading and the opportunities that books offer a reader. Characters can take one back in time into the future to distant lands and unknown galaxies. Your passion for learning is inspiring. Your sense of humor is charming, and your classroom is always welcoming. Your joyful efforts on our behalf allowed us to grow into students preparing to embark on a high school experience. Like Christopher Robin encouraging Winnie the Pooh, your words of wisdom will stay with us always. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. But the most important thing is, even if we're apart, I'll always be with you. Amen. Thank you, Mrs. Chatfield.
Thank you, Mr. Steve Heckley, for the number of years you have divided between multiple grades of pupils teaching mathematics here in Winchester. Your dedication to the craft of teaching is a prime reason that thousands of students have calculated such success in your classroom. You are adept at getting to the root of a child's needs, can find the solution to many problems, and encourage youngsters to toe the line. In addition, your quick wit plus your generous spirit equals a teacher par excellence. While your colleagues and students will miss the power of your positive attitude, We know that a large percentage of your time in retirement will be spent balancing in time with your beloved wife and the outdoors that you enjoy so much. You can count on us to continue to look for the value of X, and rest assured that when we do, we will distribute the answer to you.
At this time, I would like to invite Kiara Wanshoft, Student Council President and School Council Member, and Daniel Nyman, Student Council Member and School Council Member, to the podium to present the class gift from the class of 2016 to McCall Middle School.
On behalf of the class of 2016, we would like to thank the faculty and staff of McCall Middle School. When we arrived in September of 2009, we were just naive sixth graders, but now we are more mature and much taller, ready to take on high school.
In appreciation of the knowledge we have gained, support we have received, and life lessons we have learned, we'd like to honor McCall with a class gift. Mr. Gonzalez, please accept this decorative bench to balance the entrance of McCall as our class gift.
I would also like to thank Daniel and Kiara for spending the first Monday of every month with me and the school council in making McCall a better place. I would also like to formally thank this entire class and this community for the class gift. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. At this time, I will not wait for that train to go by, but I will continue to speak. At this time, I would like to invite Superintendent William McCaldiff Jr. to the podium to present this year's recipients of the Evander French Jr. Humanitarian Award.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. Good evening, everyone. It's an honor and a privilege for me to be able to participate in tonight's activities. In 2010, the McCall Parents Association inaugurated the Evander French Jr. Humanitarian Award to recognize two students, one boy and one girl in grade 8, who have answered the call to improve and enrich the lives of others. The award honors Mr. Evander French, principal of McCall Middle School for 26 years from 1984 to 2010. His vision and efforts built a community of learners and leaders who reflect his values of excellence, respect, and equity. The winners will be receiving a certificate this evening and will also have their names inscribed on the award plaque, which is located outside of the main office. So a hearty and well-deserved congratulations to Matthew Carr and Helena Wietrowski, this year's winners of the Evander French Jr. Humanitarian Award. Please come forward to be recognized and be presented with your certificate.
At this time, I would like to invite Mr. Joel Buford to the podium. Each year, graduating students select a faculty or staff member to be the featured speaker. I am glad to see that Mr. Buford could be honored in this way after his years of service to this community and his love and passion for working with our students. Mr. Joel Buford.
I'm nervous. Dear students, parents, esteemed faculty and staff, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you, students, for nominating me to prepare and read your graduation speech this evening. It is both an honor and a privilege. Words cannot express all that I have to say about how amazing you truly are. You have been my favorite 8th grade class since I have been at McCall. There is not a day that goes by that I'm not inspired to become a better teacher, and it's because of you. Thank you. I'd like to start this evening by reading a short story. Some of you may have heard it before, and for some, it might be for the first time. I'm not sure of its origin or who the author is, but it's one of those stories that I received when the internet first started, and that I kept because it reminded me about how every moment and every act of kindness we do has a direct positive outcome, even though we may not see it. One day, when I was a freshman in high school, I saw a kid from my class walking home from school. His name was Kyle. It looked like he was carrying all of his books. I thought to myself, why would anyone bring home all his books on a Friday? He must really be a nerd. I had quite a weekend planned, parties, a football game with my buddies tomorrow afternoon, so I shrugged my shoulders and went on. As I was walking, I saw a bunch of kids running toward him. They ran at him, knocking all his books out of his arms and tripping him so he landed on his face. His glasses went flying, and then I saw them land in the grass about 10 feet from him. He looked up, and I saw this terrible sadness in his eyes. My heart went out to him. So I jogged over to him, and as he crawled around looking for his glasses, I saw a tear in his eye. As I handed him his glasses, I said, "Those guys are jerks." He looked at me and said, "Hey, thanks." There was a big smile on his face. It was one of those smiles that showed real gratitude. I helped him pick up his books and asked him where he lived. As it turned out, he lived near me. And so I asked him why I'd never seen him before. He said he'd gone to private school. He turned out to be a pretty cool kid. I asked him if he wanted to play a little football with my friends. He said, yeah. We hung out all weekend, and the more I got to know Kyle, the more I thought he was cool. And my friends thought the same thing. Monday morning came around, and there was Kyle with a huge stack of books again. I stopped him and said, "Boy, you're really going to build some serious muscles with this pile of books every day." He just laughed and handed me half the books. Over the next 4 years, Kyle and I became best friends. When we were seniors, we began to think about college. Kyle decided on Georgetown, and I was going to Duke. I knew that we would always be friends, that the miles between us would never be a problem. He was going to be a doctor, and I was going for business on a football scholarship. Kyle was valedictorian of our class. I teased him all the time about being a nerd. He had to prepare a speech for graduation. I was so glad I wasn't having to get up there and speak myself. Graduation day. I saw Kyle. He looked awesome. He was one of those guys that really found himself during high school. He filled out and actually looked good in glasses. He had more dates and all the girls loved him. Boy, was I jealous. Today was one of those days. I could see that he was nervous about giving a speech. So I smacked him on the back of the head and said, "Hey, big guy, you'll be great." He looked at me with one of those looks, the really grateful one, and smiled. "Thanks," he said. As he started his speech, he cleared his throat and began. Graduation is a time to thank those who've helped you make it through those tough years. Your parents, your teachers, your siblings, maybe a coach, but mostly your friends. I'm here to tell all of you that being a friend to someone is the best gift you can give them. I'm going to tell you a story. I just looked at my friend with disbelief as he told the story of the first day we met. He had planned to kill himself that day. He talked of how he had cleaned out his locker so his mom wouldn't have to do it later and was carrying his books home. He looked hard at me and gave me a little smile. Thankfully, I was saved. My friend saved me from doing the unspeakable. This is quite possibly one of the most memorable short stories I have ever read. Kids, as you move forward, never ever underestimate the power of your actions. With one small gesture, you can change a person's life, for better and for worse. Over the course of my life, I've learned some very hard lessons, sometimes through personal mistakes, but mostly by figuring out that I don't know everything. I learned that by being kind and genuine to all people, all of the time, no matter what they look like, no matter how much money they make, what their race, ethnicity, or culture may be, that I endured more successes, and that by performing simple acts of kindness like those described in the story I just read, my life has been more fulfilling. Therefore, with the help of my friends, the late Bill Gates, the innovative technologist, George Carlin, a comedian, Max Ehrman, a poet and philosopher, and myself, I have compiled a to-do list that I wish I would have known or followed when I was a middle school student going into high school. Say thank you as often as possible to everyone you know. Give people more than they expect, and do it cheerfully. Say thank you to people that help you, realizing that they didn't have to. Understand that it's not a sign of weakness to ask for help. Personally, I'd rather you ask me for help because it tells me that you're trying to do your very best and that you care. Bill Gates says, life is not fair. Get used to it. Laugh as often as possible. Smile as often as possible. Give someone a compliment, but do so genuinely, not expecting a compliment in return. Say thank you. Ask yourself, how many times in a day have you said and meant it, can I help you with that? When you say I love you, mean it. Bill Gates again. If you think your teachers are tough, wait till you get a boss. If you don't know something, find out and do as much research as possible so that you can share this new information, but do so humbly because no one likes a know-it-all. Say thank you. When you say you're sorry, look the person in the eye. Put down your phone, turn off your computer, and hang out with your family and friends as much as possible. Your phone and the internet will be right there where you left them. Don't worry about it. Remember to take it easy. Do the right thing. Say thank you. Remember that everyone has their own story, so don't be quick to judge. Take time to listen to others, especially if you want them to listen to you. In a disagreement, fight fairly, no name calling. Don't let a little dispute injure a great friendship. When you realize you've made a mistake, take immediate steps to correct it. Be yourself. Say thank you. This list could go on and on. Are you hearing a theme? Thank you, kids, for being funny, genuine, thoughtful, respectful, caring, honest, intelligent, talented, committed, dedicated, heroic, disciplined, but most of all, thank you for believing in us, your parents, your family, and teachers. As I mentioned at the beginning of my speech, you are an incredible 8th grade class, and we will miss you very much. There is no doubt in my mind that each of you will go on to do amazing things. So many of you have a special place in our hearts and will be unforgettable. That is a gift all in itself. On your journey, however, remember that it's okay to say thank you, even if you don't know what for. Sometimes you don't need a reason. In closing, I wanted to sing a short version of a song called Thank You by Jim Brickman. And I know I'm imprompting now. They wanted me to sing a little bit, and I told them I would, so it's really short. But it's all right. Words, 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 how come there's so many, but I can't find any? Words, 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 how can we possibly say it perfectly, although all that you mean to us? We don't want to let another day pass us by without a chance to say thank you, thank you. And I don't think you have a clue for every day you pulled us through, for all of the things that you do. Thank you. Love, love, love. We don't always show it, but I hope you know it. Love, love. It's what I wish for you in everything you do. 'cause of all that you give to us. We don't want to let another day pass us by without a chance to say thank you, thank you. And I don't think you have a clue for every day you pulled us through, for all of the things that you do. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Buford. And thank you, class of 2016, for voting that I would not sing a song this evening. Just as you gave me a gift, I too will give you a gift tonight. My gift to all of you will be to keep this speech short. If you have time in your busy days to watch television, you may have noticed just how many shows involve solving a crime or mystery. I personally enjoy a good mystery or novel or television show. I especially like the part that occurs in almost all of these stories when a detective or scientist nowadays gathers the suspects together in one place and points his or her accusatory finger and says, "You did it." At this point, of course, the case is solved, and all that remains is for the detective to tell us how she or he arrived at his or her conclusion. Well, I feel that I could be a rather good detective myself this evening. In fact, I can definitely point my finger and say, "You did it. You, the class of 2016, you did it. You will have to take responsibility for making us all so very proud of you. I know that you are guilty of hard work, countless hours of studying, always asking questions, and seeking help when you needed it. And how did I arrive at this conclusion? That's simple. As a part of this school, I have had the opportunity to get to know many of you. I have come to appreciate your intelligence, your dedication, and your endless and seemingly tireless effort to achieve your goals. I have witnessed the way in which you have all shown your best efforts and the way in which your parents and guardians have supported and helped you at every turn. I have seen the way in which your teachers have always been there for you with guidance, support, advice, extra help, and most importantly, by always believing in you because they care. I have seen all of this, and it has led me to conclude that you are all guilty. Guilty of a crime of passion. Passion for life, passion for learning, passion for being the best that you are capable of becoming now and tomorrow. The world will be a better place knowing that you are our future, and I can't wait to see the great and wonderful things that you will accomplish in your lives. I hope that you cherish the certificates you will be receiving this evening. They say in a very real way just how much we cherish you. Think of them not as the end of your time at McCall Middle School, but rather as one milestone on a long journey, and know that you have made an excellent beginning. At this time, we will be presenting the graduation certificates to the class of 2016. I have asked your guidance counselor, Mrs. Melissa Suvak, to read your names this evening, and she will read them quickly to avoid this rainstorm that's anticipated at about 8 p.m. I would ask that we all hold our applause, please, parents, until all students have received their certificates. This also includes catcalls, whistles, woohoos, and everything else. Please wait until all students have received their certificates. So, Mrs. Suvak, could you please come forward so we can present the certificates to the class of 2016.
Devin Driscoll. Allison Ellerud. Anna Abinat. Matthew Adolph. Vanessa Aguiar. Kirk Aharonian. Karen Aizawa, Eliza Albert, Thomas Albert, Aiden Aldrich, Joseph Alejo, Diana Ali, Christina Altamari, Glynis Anderson, Elizabeth Andrews, Kayla Antonovich, Scott Artizzoni, Amalia Arnold, Charlotte Artizzani, Cristiano Atacalite, Sarah Baker, Julia Baldacci, Damian Barabankov, Anthony Basili, Brian Bassett, Devin Bean, Olivia Bennett, Annabelle Bermejo, Shanae Bernard, Daniel Bertocchi, Maximilian Bizanik, Zachary Blad, Jacqueline Burrell, Yanis Baboulis, Elisa Bouet, Emma Bordeaux, Aiden Broderick, Hallelujah Brown, Bailey Buckley, Preston Burbine, Jillian Burke, Kaylee Butler, Mark Calnan, Isabella Capichetti, Christian Carme, Matthew Carr, Sarah Carr, Brooke Carroll, Samuel Casey, Matthew Kavanaugh, Brooke Cavaretta, Abigail Chabot, Alina Chan, Taylor Chow, Ryan Chasen, Christopher Chilton, Joseph Christopher, Tyler Christopher, Carly Chu, Spencer Chu, Kenneth Chung, Robert Cipro, Michaela Chula, Caroline Clark, Grace Clark, Austin Clift, Michael Conley, Kyle Cooney, Erin Costello, Patrick Costello, Olivia Cunningham, Scott Check, Jordan DeBraccio, Tyler Daigle, Graham Davis, Joseph DeCaro, Sean Delaney, Henry Deneen, Tenzin Dakpa, Laura Diamond, Carla DiBiase, Michaela Denito, Edward Donahue, Haley Donaldson, Rachel Donaldson, Lucy Dong, Matthew Donovan, Julia Dew, James Dooley, Thomas Doherty, Megan Drew, Christine Driscoll, Devin Driscoll, Anamika Dutta, Christina Eng, Ryan Arico, Dylan Escol, Alexander Espiga, Catherine Everett, Jake Ewing, Dexter Fadness, Francesca Fagnani Core, Gianna Falso, Dylan Pham, Sienna Fee, Kyle Ferguson, Cole Ferry, Chloe Furstein, Mia Felicki, Thomas Fishback, Stephen Fitzpatrick, Amanda Fontana, Elizabeth Foote, Colin Foote, Nicholas Franco, Elisa France, Amanda Freight, Thomas Friedel, Matthew Facillo, Brendan Gallagher, Oliver George, Michaela Gibbons, Benjamin Glass, Isabel Glass, Connor Goff, Lucas Goodman, Benjamin Gotham, Bradley Haggerty, Dylan Hamilton, Michaela Hathaway, where is she? Rebecca Howe, Hannah Harrington, Cooper Harris, Michaela Hathaway, Daniel Hayes, Dan Hennessy, William Hibbard, Colleen Holland, Kyle Hopp, Jessica Horwitz, Megan Houlihan, Michael Houlihan, Kelsey Hubner, Walker Huff, Savion Jackson, Jake Jarnigan, Kendra Jean, Jack Johansson, Victoria Johnson, Adam Johnston, Emma Kapp, Alexandra Kennedy, Taomi Kenny, Nicole Cachadorian, June Kiley, Julian Kiernan, Sarah Kilborn, Brian Kiley, David Kiley, Jefferson Kim, John Kneebone, Georgia Condelis, Owen Kramer, Grace Crom, Josh Koo, Christopher Kwang, Nikos Kouliopoulos, Christina Kirker, Justin Kwan, Hannah Lacey, Patrick Lampert, Julia Lawler, Jonathan Lepore, Chase Luba, Spencer Luba, Derek Lynn, Edward Locke, Nicholas Ludman, Sarah Lutkin, Owen Lynch, Brendan Lyons, halfway there. Jude Macanuco, Ann McDonald, Joelle McLean, Cole Mafera, Benjamin McGee, Liam Marr, Khalid Mahmood, Mary Manganaro, Matthew Morelli, Marco Marinoli, Ellen Marius, Agatha Martin, Casey Martin, Alexandra Martirosian, Alicia Marks, Alexandra Masiello, Elizabeth Mossman, John May, Andrew McCarthy, Andrew McCormick, Hannah McCurry, Sarah McDonough, Kara McGeehan, Patrick McGagan, Ethan McGee, Elizabeth McGowan, James McIntyre, Gavin McNamara, Riley McSheffrey, David McCauley, Adam Michike, Wesley Michalak, Lewis Miller, Maria Miller, William Miller, Jordan Miranda, Irina Monk, Emerson Meridian, John Moynihan, Abigail Mammonheit, Bridget Murphy, Milan Murray, Timothy Murray, John Na, Andrea Nabakara, Gabriel Nathan. Daniel Nyman. Brandon Ning. Konstantina Nikolakis. Madeline Nolan. Sophia Nolasco. Elizabeth O'Brien. Molly O'Brien. Daniel O'Connell. Grace O'Hara. Michael Oliver. Avery Oral. Ashley Osborne. Anatoly Osgood. Annalise Paganis. Mitchell Papazian. Bradley Peacock. James Pelusi. Erica Peterson. Noah Peterson. Lena Pfeifenberger. Olivia Picarillo. Riza Pinar. Carolyn Pine. Lisa Pizagali. Satish Pokori. Andrew Polcari. Eva Pontrelli. Ian Pilkinen. William Shee. Akshita Ramachandran. Benjamin Rand. Alexander Ranjan. Alyssa Rassis. Max Rebentish. Christy Redler. Megan Reed. Benjamin Rexer. Nicholas Reynolds. Giordana Ribeiro. Mason Rich. Grayson Richardson. Preston Richardson. Sydney Richardson. Ellery Robinson. Nathan Ruffaldagnan. Jake Russell. John Ryan. Kylie Sanchez. Nicholas San George. Heidi Santa Cruz. Jonathan Santoro. Asavari Scarf. Rasika Scarf. Michaela Sharn. Elizabeth Scipiletti. Andrew Shasha. Anthony Scalaro. Brett Salidi. Alina Shar. Connor Shank. Eleanor Sharon. James Sheehy. Claire Rubenmeyer. Emily Shee. Justin Siegel. Juliette Sylvain. Sudeep Singh. Julia Slattery. Macy Smith. Alexander Smith Lynn. Edward Soper. Emily Spencer. Maggie Splain. Jesse St. Jean. Allison Stackhouse. William Stevens. Alan Tabaris. Nina Cherkova. Andrew Termini. Alexander Tam. Walter Tilley. Catherine Thorpe. John Toner. Marcos Torres. Robert Tukmanian. Joseph Trezati. Danielle C. Edward II. Owen Ulisny. Catherine Valdario. Cole Van Gelder. Peter Van Seventer. Ryan Van Stry. Alexandra Vigil. Vincent Volmar. Victoria Vazella. Kiara Wanshoft. Victoria Wallace. Alec Walls. Allison Walsh. Peter Walsh. Amber Wong. Marcellus Ward. Alexander Wee. April Whitehouse. Anna Whitney. Helena Wyatrowski. Alyssa Williams. Claire Williamson. Elizabeth Wilson. Joseph Wong. Annie Wu. Christine Yu. Jonathan Yao. Jennifer Yaron. Melissa Yu. Justin Yoon. Ashley Yu. Jeremy Yu. Hubert Yuan. Jack Zamor. Afsoon Zarin. Melissa Zavez. Rosanna Zhang. Kendall Zhu. Emily Zieg. Jacob Zuck. Congratulations.
I was a little worried earlier. I heard some noises coming from the bleachers. I thought someone fell out of the bleachers. Parents, guardians, family members, colleagues, friends, I want to thank you all for celebrating this special day with the class of 2016. You should all be extremely proud of the students that sit before us today. Many of those in the audience may attest to the tremendous growth they have seen in our students academically and socially over the last 3 years. But it has been in the last few months that we have seen a strong bond being built amongst all the students of this class. We hope that this friendship, trust, and support, along with the guidance imparted upon us by Mr. Buford, continues into high school next year. Remember to celebrate one another's strengths and celebrate one another's individuality. Now, on a housekeeping note, students may leave personal items on their chairs if they so choose for their parents, guardians to pick up after the ceremonies. Students' names are all on the chairs, so treat it just as you were at home. Leave things behind and your parents will pick up for you. After this ceremony, grade 8 students and chaperones are invited to proceed directly into the McCall cafeteria for the grade 8 graduation dance. Parents and guardians may meet with their children prior to allowing them to enter into that dance. But we also remind parents, guardians, please make arrangements to pick up your 8th graders in front of the school promptly at 10 p.m. Thank you all for coming. Congratulations, class of 2016, and good night.